Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jocelyn. We tend to talk all things paper over here. It's home to Bring Back Paper, which is a series on my blog. There's also Patreon memberships for Bring Back Paper. There is also a Bring Back Paper Facebook group, which is open to absolutely everyone. So I'll pop all the links in those below if you're new here and you want to check any of those out. And today what I wanted to talk to you about was pen pals. This is probably my most popular thing that I do over on the blog, and also I run activities throughout the year as part of Bring Back Paper. And again, one of the ones that most people want is a pen pal sign up, because I think we all enjoy going back and just in taking our time writing letters, connecting in that way, slowing down, indulging our love of British stationery, all those types of things. So I absolutely get it. And that's why today you guys have asked for me to do a video sharing my top tips for pen pals. So that is what I'm here to do. Let me begin then with finding pen pals. It can be tricky, and there are more and more services I think for this now, but the top places that I would suggest, the first one is super simple, and obviously with anything like this it is a little bit of a leap of faith and a trust, because you don't know who you're connecting with, and I can't in any way, shape or form guarantee that you can know who you're connecting with. All I can say is that I have accrued many pen pals over the years through these types of ways that I'm going to share with you now, and I've not had any problems with them, and the vast majority of people that I know in the community have all been fine as well. It's up to you. But the first one that I would suggest would be to pop over to Instagram and check out any hashtags there, such as there's often a pen pals wanted hashtag in use, so go and look for that first, or just check pen pals hashtags, happy mail hashtags, and often people have specific accounts that they pen pal with over there, and it will often say in their bio a little bit about them and whether they're accepting new pen pals. So that's a really super simple way that you can just hop straight over and take a look at that. I also then do run pen pal signups, as I've mentioned. I run those, I usually run a couple a year. They are huge endeavours, so I run lots of different activities throughout the year, like stationery swaps, book swaps, and I know some people, when I run those swaps, they do then form a longer term relationship with that swap person, so they do become pen pals with them. So in that way you might find you get pen pals that way anyway. And then I do run specific pen pal sign-ups once or twice a year. Again, I'll pop the link below to my blog. The newsletter is probably the best thing to do, to sign up for that, and then you will find out what activity I'm doing each month. We do activities, we do book read alongs, I share various Bring Back Paper content over by YouTube and also on my blog constantly. So I will share all the things like that if that's something you're excited about in my newsletters, and it will ensure that you don't miss the pen pal signups, because they tend to just run for about 3 weeks, and then I close them down and match people up appropriately. So I do the signups. Also, though, I would suggest having a look in the Bring Back Paper Facebook group, because we've got over 1,000 members in there now, and everyone is really focused on stationery. Happy mail is a really common hobby that people love, and people do put shout outs in there asking for pen pals, and of course as a member, it's free to join. Just search it on Facebook, you'll find it. I'll pop the link below. You can also put a little bit about yourself, and put a request out for pen pals, and you'll probably find people that way. There's very few people that don't manage to pick up at least 1 or 2 pen pals that way, so it's a really easy way to do it. So secondly, what to then use when you're pen paling. This one is easy. Pick up any pen, pick up any piece of paper. It is that easy. I think sometimes you can overthink it, and you think that you have to do all these phenomenal mail art designs that you see all over Pinterest and YouTube and things. You really don't. If that is your thing, do it. It's a fabulous part of the hobby. But the vast majority of people, they just want some lovely happy mail to come in through the post. So don't feel pressured that you have to do all these amazing pocket letters and flip books. And yes, you can, but you don't have to. It's just about connecting through snail mail. So I'd suggest any old paper is fine, and a pen. You could put stamps on it. You could use stickers to pretty it up. You can buy stationery in, certainly in the UK, Smiths, The Range, Hobbycraft, The Works, Poundland, Paper Chase. There's loads of places on the high street. You've then, of course, got Etsy, places like that. I know in the US you can pick them up from a lot of supermarkets. Dollar Tree will sell stuff. So there's plenty of places to look for pretty stationery. Once you start pen paling, you will start to notice the places that sell all the lovely writing sets and stuff. Use you could just use plain paper and a pink pen rather than a blue or black biro to just make it a bit more interesting, pretty it up. Similarly, do that on the envelope. Use stickers, use washi tape. Washi tape is a big favourite of mine. I've shared other videos on washi tape if you want to check those out as well. And of course you could use instant downloads from Etsy, so I'd be silly not to mention that, as I have an Etsy shop, Jocelyn Loves Paper. I'll link to it below, and I sell things like there's quite a lot of these pen pal packs that I put in there. There's the original pen pal pack that I share, and then I also share pen pal fun packs with various designs. So this is a spring theme design. I have, oh gosh, there's loads in there. Just off the top of my head, recently I've put in there mermaids, cats, dachshunds, house plants. There's a snail mail one, book station. There's tons of them. And what these packs are is simply writing paper. So it always includes lined paper and also blank paper if that is your preference. So, I mean, it's mainly about the writing paper, but then what I also like to include are some mail tags in there as well. So there's usually like a what you're doing currently sheet, a would you rather sheet. I know that these are probably mirror imaging to you, aren't they? But I'm sure you can figure out what they are saying. Like a mail tag sheet, so you can put absolutely anything you like on it. And then there's usually, which I cannot find, an about me sheet as well, which goes in there. You can fill them in yourself and send them to your pen pal, or your pen pal, you can send them completely blank and just say fill me in, send me about. You can do both. I can link to a blog post below where I've shared a little bit more about those. But the reason that I do those, and that they are these are digital writing sets, so you pay and you just download them and print them instantly yourself, is so that you can do it instantly. So if you're really excited, you just found yourself a new pen pal, pop over there, download these. You instantly can print off your paper, and of course because they're digital, you can print as many copies as you like. You're not just going to have that once to send to one pen pal. You can keep printing it, you can cut bits out, you can decorate your envelopes with it, whatever you want to do. The next question that I often get asked is how often you should actually write to your pen pal. So do you have the time to commit to this? Can you take on a new pen pal? And the answer to this is a bit piece of string, to be honest, because I've been pen paling for quite a few years now. I've got over a dozen pen pals. And you kind of find a rhythm with your different pen pals. So some pen pals will probably exchange letters monthly. Other pen pals, I might not hear from them for say 6 months, and then I'll get like a long chatty letter through the post, or I might just get a postcard just checking in. So I guess the biggest advice that I give if you're looking at pen paling is not to put pressure on the rate of replying and things like that. It doesn't matter. You'll get round to replying to your pen pal when you are good and ready, when you can take the time out to sit and enjoy, and that's the key to it, enjoy penning a letter to them. And as I say, if you haven't been in touch with them for ages and you just want to touch base, just send them a postcard, just send them a little note card and pop a couple of fun stickers or something inside it just to touch base and say, oh, super busy, look forward to hearing more of your news, I'll catch up with you when I can. If that's, if you're really feeling like, oh my gosh, I haven't contacted them for ages. But there isn't a hard and fast rule, and don't feel pressured to write if you're not in the mood to write, or you just simply don't have the time to write. Just write when you can. And again, as I say, you will find, I can think names are popping into my head of the pen pals that I probably only hear from every few months, and the pen pals that if I haven't heard from within sort of a month, 6 weeks, I'm thinking, oh, are they okay? They must be really busy. But they're not going to mind. It's a friendship, it's a relationship. So you will just get a feel for it. And again, it doesn't always have, you will have relationships with different pen pals. Some of them will be long chatty letter type pen pals. Some of them might be more, let's just send some fun stuff to them pen pals. Again, you will find like your rhythm with it, and you'll find what it is that they like doing and what you like doing as well. The next thing that I get asked then is what to write. I think sometimes you can be a little bit, oh gosh, you know, nothing's really happening. I mean, of all the times I think nothing's really happening, we've been, certainly in England, we've been stuck in our homes for I don't know how long over the last sort of 12 to 18 months. So if ever there was a time that I don't think it's really happening, nothing is really happening. But there's still going to be something to write. It might be about what you've been reading. It might be something that's happened with someone in your family or a friend. It might be that you're chatting about something you've been watching on Netflix. What's been happening in your garden. You've been sorting stuff out in your garden. What you've been keeping busy with. Absolutely anything. Everyone is interesting. You will always have something interesting to write. Do not imagine that you haven't got something to write. You have. And as I say, if you haven't got tons and tons of news, just, you know, pen a short note. Or again, that's where these come in is quite handy, because you can just send little fun tags. Or you could print out like colouring sheets to send, all sorts of stuff, just so that you know when it lands in someone else's post box, it's going to brighten their day. That is all it is about, and enjoying sitting down and doing it as well. I have written a blog post around what to write, so I will link that below for you if you want to take a look at that, and that helps you a little bit more. But there will always be things to write. There will always be things to write. What to send? I guess the first thing that I would say here is you never need to send anything other than just a note from yourself. Don't feel that you have to do more than that. And again, with my friends, my pen pals, some of them we're always exchanging bits and pieces. Others, it's primarily just catching up on news. It's just a letter. You'll get a feel for that, and it's nice to have those different relationships with different people. So don't ever feel you have to send something, but if you want to enclose things with your letter, stickers is a really obvious one. You might want to send some tea bags through. That's a really easy little thing to pop in there. Paper clips are really small and easy to send. Washi tape you might want to send through. If you don't want to send an entire washi tape, you can kind of get a little card and just wrap a few rounds of washi tape around it. Do different washi tapes, share stuff that way. It could be clippings, a magazine that you've seen, postcards, note cards, little envelopes. You might have got really creative and made mini books or flip books or pocket letters, whatever. There's tons of stuff you can send. I have written a post, 65 things to send. 65? I just struggled to think of 5 off the top of my head to say to you now, but I must have thought of 65. I'll link that below for you. So there's tons of things you can send if you want to send stuff. And it's just nice to have like a little stash of things in. I've got my stashes living. This is my little box of various bits and pieces that I tend to keep things and then pop them in the envelopes as I'm sending them out. Nearly there. So the last thing that people were sort of asking about was a system for really keeping on top of it. Now this is easy if you've only got one pen pal. I would suggest though, once you start to perhaps get into it a little bit more and you have more than one pen pal, do keep a system for keeping on top of what's going in, what's going out, and your pen pal details. So you could use something like a pen pal log. If you've not seen those or got one, I'm pretty sure if you pop over to my blog, the link will be below, and you're a first time visitor, after you've been on there for like however many, 30 seconds or whatever, a pop-up will come up, which does sign you up to my newsletter, but it will offer you Happy Mail printables. So if you want to get those, just pop your details in and they'll come straight across. And I'm 99% sure that currently that does include a pen pal log. So you can go over there and just get yourself a pen pal log. They're really handy for just keeping track of your pen pal details. So things like their birthdays, obviously their address. You might want to just put some notes down so that you're reminded of the important parts of their life. So you could keep a pen pal log. You're going to want to keep some sort of storage. This is where I keep my pen pal letters just handily right behind me. I've got a couple of boxes here that I keep my stationery and my letter writing stuff. I don't know, I think you can see this. Can you see this? Bring it in this way a little bit. I have my letter rack, which keeps, my system's pretty simple actually. When I get a letter in, I read it and then I put it in my letter rack, and my letter rack builds up and I think, oh, I need to do some replies. I do my replies and then I move them into my box. So it's as simple as, if it's sitting in my letter rack, I know that I haven't replied to that person yet, and then I can move it into the box when I have replied. Simple system. It's not rocket science, but it is worth just keeping a system if you've got a few, or you might just note them down in your bullet journal or a list, whatever you want to do, just keep a system. And my last and final tip is just to enjoy it. Don't feel like you have to write when you don't want to write. Don't ever feel overwhelmed by it. I was talking to someone on Instagram just yesterday, and she was talking about reply pile anxiety, which made me laugh. I know what she means. Sometimes when I had it recently, I've been super busy. Obviously the kids have been at home with remote learning, and then I've been working flat out to catch up on everything. And I could just see my letter rack getting more and more letters in, which was lovely. They brightened my day every time they arrived, but I was thinking, oh gosh, I need to reply. And so I do get that when it builds up, you do think, oh my gosh, I need to do all my replies, but then your pen pals aren't going to be sitting there cursing you because you haven't sent a letter. The day that you do, it will be really welcome, really well received. And I'm sure if you've left it for an unusually long time for you, you're probably going to put a little, sorry, I've been super busy type thing, and they're fine. Pen pals are friends. They're gonna get it. It's just like any other relationship. So don't feel stressed to reply or think, oh, can I do this? Can I commit to it? Because it doesn't need to be a massive thing. It isn't as and when the mood takes you and you feel like catching up with your friends thing. You obviously just don't take on more pen pals than you actually have the capacity to do. I know that I've probably got about as many as I would want at the moment, although, never say never. But there's enough people there for me to enjoy writing to them, and I absolutely love hearing from them and hearing all of their news and catching up with them. So just enjoy it. There's no rules to it. Find yourself a pen pal or two, as I say, with the tips that I shared. Then start enjoying building up a little stash of colourful pens, pretty paper, stickers, things like that, so you can decorate your envelopes, you can decorate your letters, and just write to them and enjoy yourself. That's it really, guys. I hope that these top tips for pen pals were useful to you, and know that this is a video that you've been asking me for a while, so yay, I finally got round to it, finally jumped on and did it and shared it with you. Do feel free to ask any questions you want below, and I will do my absolute best to answer them. If I can't, I will hunt around and find a resource that I can share with you that will help you out. As I say, I will link a few useful blog posts. I've written quite a few blog posts, well, loads around pen paling, but things like what to send, what to write, if you're a little bit new to it or you're a little bit unsure, I'll make sure that I link those below for you. And I'll link my Etsy shop as well, so you can have a look at the pen pal packs, so that could just get you started straight away. I hope this was useful. I hope you've enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing your comments. Do comment down below. If you do send happy mail and you have pen pals, tell me your top tips. Add a few in, and people can have a look and get some extra information that way. If not, if you're a newbie to all of this, ask me some questions. Join that Bring Back Paper Facebook group as well, because it's a great community. Some really friendly people there that if I'm not around, they're sure to be able to help you. There's some long-term pen pals in that group, so do pop by. If you enjoyed the video, do give me a thumbs up, please. It's much appreciated, and hit that subscribe button for other papery Bring Back Paper type videos. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.